Buenos dias, muchachos. Happy Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. Again, like I said last week on Friday, I am out of the building the beginning of the week. I'm out of the building yesterday, April 10th, today, Tuesday, April 11th, and I'm gone again tomorrow, Wednesday, April 12th, but I will be back with you guys on Thursday, April 13th to discuss instincts. The chapter 3, questions 1 through 6 that you guys read as homework on Friday after the exam is kind of the introduction to culture. Again, we're still in this analysis of why people in a society, why groups of people in a society do the things that they do, right? Why they have the behavior that they do. And again, from our conversation in the previous chapter to this chapter, let's make the connection here. We talked about the 5 key concepts of sociology, right? Functional integration, everything in society performs a function. Power, right? Group A controls group B. You have the social structure, where you are in the hierarchy of society. What is your place, right? Social action, what is our behavior based on our place in society? And then the last one, culture, right? What we're talking about today. Culture has a big impact on the behavior of human beings, on the behavior of people in a society. So let's get down to it. All right, culture. Culture is our knowledge. It is our language. It is our values. It is our customs, right? It is the objects that are passed down, the ideas that are passed down from one group to the next. All right. Why do we have culture? What is the purpose of culture? Culture serves 2 purposes, right? Culture explains the social behavior of members. Why do we drive on the right-hand side? Why do we wash our hands after we go to the bathroom? Why do we have certain expressions? Why do we have certain gestures? Right? And it all comes back to culture. It explains why members behave the way that they do in society. All right. Culture also provides us guidelines for what is expected, right? It is expected in the United States that you go to school, that you get some sort of education, and then you use that education that you have obtained to have some sort of lucrative career in which you are a contributing member of society, a functioning member of society. It explains why we do what we do. It tells us what we should do, right? You are supposed to get married at a certain age. You are supposed to have children. You are supposed to buy your own house. You are supposed to take care of your parents when they are old and reciprocate for them taking care of you when you were young. It explains why we do what we do. It tells us what we are supposed to do at a certain point in life. The question is, where does our culture come from? Why do we have culture? Why do we have these beliefs? Why do we have these thoughts? Why do we have these values? Why do we have these customs? Why do we open Christmas presents on Christmas Eve versus Christmas morning? It can be a difficult question to understand the catalyst, the cause, the drive of culture. Although it can be hard to explain, it's really not that difficult to understand. We have an instinct to create culture. We have to understand that at its essence, at our essence, human beings are mammals. Mammals are animals. And unlike other animals, or some animals, and unlike some mammals, we're a packed species. We live in packs. We live in groups. Now, are there exceptions to that rule? Are there, loners? Are there individualists? Are there people who are recluse from others? Most definitely. But those are exceptions. By rule, we live in groups. And there is no way that a group can survive unless there is commonality between them. We know our traditions, our culture, is passed from one generation to the next, and it is made up of the ideas of everyone who has come before us, right? It kind of molds together, and it's always constantly changing. But our culture is almost an instinctual product. We can't survive as a group unless we have commonality, unless we have shared belief. We'll get further into the impact of culture, but culture helps us connect with one another, responsibility to one another, ownership with one another. And this later on, well, you guys are the online class. So next week, we're going to decide what is more influential. What is more impactful? Is it our instinct or is it our culture in regards to explaining in our behavior? Does our behavior come from our culture or does our culture come from our instincts? I just told you that our culture is instinctively created. We have to do it to survive. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg? So we're going to do a couple of examples here that give us some insight into what is the drive for our behavior, culture or instinct. The experiment that we're going to do, or the example that we're going to use, is developing your dream home. Think about this. Where do you want your home to be? City, suburbs, country? What do you want it to look like? Is it a lavish mansion or it is a modest little quaint home? Who is going to live there? Whoops. Who is going to live there? What is going on? You have so many things popping up. Who is going to live there? Is it for you? Is it for you and your spouse? Is it for you, your spouse, and your family? Is it just for you and your children? Who knows? What is it going to look like? All right, we're going to see what explains our behavior, what has a bigger influence on our behavior. Is it our culture or is it our instinct? Another way to think about this, is it nature or nurture? Nature being what is inherently given to us at birth, or nurture? Is it how we're raised? Which is the biggest influence on our behavior? So the assignment, again, in the weekly agenda, you're going to go to the dream home assignment. And basically what you guys are going to do is on this blank document, you are going to design your perfect house, your dream home. We need one photo of the outside. You need a photo of the kitchen. You need a photo of the master bedroom, the master bathroom, and the backyard if your home has one, right? You are more or less doing a Google search for the pictures of the amenities of the style of house that you want. And we're going to discuss, again, what is the cause for that behavior? Nature or nurture? Is it instinct or culture? A little example here of what I am looking for is more or less a Pinterest board of what you want your dream home to look like. All right. This assignment, this little board, it's a collection of pictures. Again, we don't need to worry about price. We don't need to know about cost or finance. We don't need to know any of that. I'm just asking you to find pictures that would illustrate what you want your house to look like. This needs to be done for class on Wednesday, the 13th. So you should complete your pictogram and submit that via Schoology by the time class starts on the 13th. This is where we will pick up our conversation when I'm back in the building together before we head off into discussing instinct. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and tomorrow, I think on the forecast, I'm doing this on Tuesday, the 4th. So I think the forecast for next week, for this week for you guys, is supposed to be nice. It's supposed to start warming up. So enjoy what I hope is the nicer weather, and I will see you guys in class together on Thursday. Go Spartans.